What is going on, guys? It is Fluxified here and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about the potential for a next-gen beta for Rust Console Edition following the stunning next-gen trailer. So before we get into exactly why I think a beta will be likely, I do just want to say if you do enjoy these videos, please consider dropping me a like and a follow. It really does help the channel grow, and I am trying to reach 200 subscribers by the end of April. Alright, so moving on to the next-gen beta, I think this is quite a big possibility. If we look back, the developers did actually hold a beta for the original version of the game, and it did allow them to make a lot of improvements to the game before release. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read an extract of a post that Double 11, the developers of Rust Console Edition, actually put on their website following the closure of the first beta for Rust Console Edition before it released. Hello Rust Console community. The closed beta test has come to an end and we could not be happier with the results. All the feedback provided has been of great value to us and it allowed us to deal with most of the issues that arose during the test. Thanks to all of you, the game is now in a much better state than it was initially, and for us it's amazing how much of an improvement the game has undergone in such a short period of time. And I just want to go down a couple of sentences now, just to a sentence where specifically they have said, we ultimately improved the player experience for launch. So it does seem like the Double 11 developers are fans of having a beta for their game. We can clearly see that it helped the original version of Rust Console Edition ahead of launch, and for the developers to say that the beta actually improved the player experience ahead of launch and allowed them to deal with several issues that arose during the test, I honestly don't see why we wouldn't see something like this again, as surely they want the game to be the best version of itself. And what other way to stress test that than to allow players to test the game before release? Now, I can go on to talk about the advantages of betas in general, but let's be honest, all of us, we just want to play this game as soon as possible. We just want to play the next-gen version, and although it will definitely help the developers in making the next-gen version better, most of us, we just want to play the game. We just want to play this next-gen version as soon as we can, myself included. So I think that would be a great thing for the community to look forward to, and it would definitely stir a lot of hype in the community. Betas in general just give players a chance to provide feedback and report bugs ahead of a game's release, and it also helps the studios gauge the server stability with next-gen hardware. Now, we don't know this for sure, but since the PC version of Rust has player counts up to 1000, with server maximums ranging from 200, 300, 400, 500 and so on, there is a possibility that we see higher server counts than what we've seen currently. At the moment, we just have a cap of 100 on console, but if they are to increase this to 200 or 300, I mean, it would be likely that they would want to stress test these servers ahead of that. So it's just another reason really why I think we might see a beta ahead of release. I think another massive reason as well is we don't know how much we'll have to pay for this next-gen version. At the time of making this video, the developers have not announced it, and I would go far to say they've avoided the question for now and are trying to assess how the community is reacting to the thought of a paid version. Now, I myself, I would be willing to pay maybe $10 or $20 for this version. I do understand that the developers need to make money, and I would be happy to support them in that, but if this version is planned to be, $40, $50, I think then it does get a little bit unrealistic. And either way, having a beta ahead of launch would actually allow players to experience the game firsthand and really justify making that paid investment in the game. Now, if it was to happen, I do think it would be invite only, just like the original beta, because I don't think they'd want to just open the floodgates to everyone going crazy on the game. I think they would definitely want to start with a controlled test of maybe a couple thousand people just to stress test these servers that they have in place, and then maybe we see it open up from there. Now obviously, again, I don't know anything for sure, I'm just speculating based on the previous trend of the developers of Rust Console Edition having a beta prior to the original launch, and I do think it is likely based on that, but ultimately this all should be taken as speculation, as at the end of the day I'm just another excited person talking about the game that I love. Now there is something I am curious about as well, and I've been thinking about this for a while, but the Rust Console Edition developers actually put a post on Twitter, it was about a week or two ago now, asking for the community to reveal who their favourite Rust Console content creators were, and the specific post they made states, We are on the lookout for Rust Console Edition content creators. Drop your favorites below. And I do want you to just look into the wording of this because they've clearly said they're on the lookout for them. So maybe there's something planned with content creators to allow them to actually access the game and then actually showcase that to the community, and that is the developer's way of growing hype for this next gen version. Obviously we don't know for sure, but I do think it's quite curious that the console edition Twitter actually put out that post, as I haven't seen anything like that before, and it's interesting timing considering the announcement of a next gen version of the game. Now I wouldn't expect to be picked in that myself, but if I am and I do get to play that version of the game, you best know I'll be making a lot of videos for you all. But yeah, I think that just about wraps up this video. I really just wanted to talk about the possibility of a beta, as I do think it is quite likely, but ultimately we will have to wait and see to see if the developers do announce anything through their official channels. But for now, I think that just about wraps up the video. I've been Fluxified. I hope you have enjoyed. Please remember, like and subscribe. You know the drill. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the beach.